Hi everyone, welcome to Lily Best Divinity Live. For those of you on my YouTube channel, welcome. For those of you on my Facebook, and I'm gonna fix this, sorry. For those of you on my YouTube channel, welcome. For those of you on my Facebook, welcome. And if you're on my YouTube channel, subscribe. And if you're on my Facebook, follow. And I've done this video so many times over, people, because I feel like I go all over the place with this video. And I want to talk about it because I hope that it'll help someone, for people who are very confused in their spiritual awakening state and what they're going through, and for those of you who have realized that or feel that maybe you have a gift. I wanted it to share my experience, what I've been experiencing, because I feel that when you are going through an awakening state, you're always awakening, and you're always awakening, and sometimes you even fall back. And the reason why we fall back, I always say this, is because we've been programmed to think that the 3D is all there is, people, and it isn't. Okay, it isn't. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this video yet, but it'll probably be my spiritual awakening / when I realized I had a gift. Okay, I'm just gonna put it all together because I was gonna do 2 videos, but everything from my spiritual awakening was what made me realize, finally admit to myself that I did have some gift, that I had a gift, and I was always in denial, people. Why? Because same thing, you start doubting yourself, you start thinking, why would I have something special? You know what I mean? Why would I have some type of spiritual gift? But I went through my awakening state, and I always say I'm still learning. I'm not completely woke. I don't think anybody is sometimes. I still struggle with it too. This is not an easy thing, people. It's not an easy thing to be telling people every time when they're pissing you off, love and light, and just walking away from it when you've been a person that was very angry, okay? Because I was a person, when growing up, I was very angry. I was angry at the world. I was angry at everything, people, to the point that I remember my dad used to tell me, and my dad was trying to prepare me for all of this that I'm experiencing now, because he would tell me things that I would be like, I don't know what you're talking about, old man. I never called him that, no. I would tell him, I don't know what you're talking about, and he would talk to me about astroplaning. He was talking to me about stuff that is similar to the law of attraction that I'm looking into. I've been looking into these things since 2010, because that was when I started getting into the law of attraction. I'm pretty sure I said that in the other video about manifesting the house. And he would tell me all these things, and he was trying to prepare me. I know that he saw in me the gift that I could have, all right? Because my father was a santero. My mom is a psychic. My grandmother was also, I believe, she's a psychic, and she used to talk in tongues and see stuff. Okay, people? So I came from this, and I seen a lot of things living with my mama, okay? Because my mother used to read people. People used to come in with their all their juju or their energy of things, and I used to feel it. It was bad, people, at times, okay? I would see shadows in the house and all this stuff, and I never used to, I would tell her because she understood, but I wasn't going to tell nobody else that, because people would think I'm going crazy or something. And that's the whole thing about it. That's why I said in that video, embracing your spirituality, you're not going crazy, because it's real, people. It's real, okay? When you realize that you have a gift, and usually it happens when you're going through an awakening state. To me, the two go together. When you realize that you have a gift, and when you're going through the awakening state, it's not an easy thing to do, because people will say that you are nuts. And I said that in the other video, you know, and you will start doubting yourself because of all the things that people have programmed you to think, okay? And like for me, I went through a horrible tower moment, and that's when I started looking into things like the law of attraction, spirituality, looking for something. And usually that's when it happens, people, when you go through an awakening state, when things go bad, because you're looking for something to help you. You're looking for some answers. You're looking, you know, for something. And you know there's more than this 3D world, you know, because you're like, how can these things be happening to me over and over? You know, no one can have something. You may even think no one can have this bad luck, you know, and it's not. The thing is that there's things that we have to experience in this 3D world, you know. It's things that we have to, our soul has to experience here to be able to get to that awakening state. So for me, I had manifested that house that I made that video on, and everything went to shit, okay? I thought I was gonna lose the house. I went through so much crap. Everything was falling apart. Yeah, I would manifest the stuff coming back, you know, things getting better, but then something else would happen. And I was like, there gotta be something more than this. I was always a weird child, people, though. When I was 9 years old, I used to look out the window, look at the stars and think, there must be something more than this. You know, what are stars? What's out there? So I was always a bit odd, people. So when I got into this house and all these things happened to me, I started to go and I started looking at Dwayne Dyer. I hope I said his name right. And he said something about a person named Neville Goddard. I've spoken about him many times, and I'm going to do some stuff on him, some videos on him, because I think Neville Goddard is everything. He's everything, okay? I mean, he was so ahead of his time, and I always say that. And people thought he was crazy. Some people thought he was crazy because of the things that he used to speak about. Because he used to speak about, you know, there's a God in us, you know, we are God. And nobody want to hear that. That's religious, you know what I mean? Because that's like, how are you going to say that? Who are you to say that? You know, he would talk about the law of attraction, living in the end. And I resonated with this man when I heard him. And then I started listening to Louise Hay. And little by little, I started to try to change my way of thinking. Then Abraham Hicks. I had a hard time with Abraham Hicks, people, but I would still listen. But I had a hard time because I wasn't ready to hear, you know, that I create my reality. That I'm creating the crap that's happening to me. The same damn relationships that were, you know, shit coming in my life over and over and over. And I wouldn't listen to her sometimes because I used to be like, this woman don't know what she's talking about, she's crazy. But you see, I was programmed. We are all programmed to think, you know, that this is all there is. And took me a minute, because to me, you know, I was always right, and I was very angry for me to see and listen to something someone else had to say, okay? And let me tell you, all these awakening states that I've gone through, the journey that I've gone through to get here to what I'm doing now, it took a lot. And let me tell you, people, I got days, because everything ain't, you know, love and light every day here. Okay, I don't care who tells you that every day is love and light. For me, it ain't, okay? I have days that I be falling deep into the 3D. The 3D be like pulling me. Come on now, Lily. Come on. Let's go to sleep again. And I be like, no. And it's hard, because when I go through those things, I have to center myself. I have to meditate, and I have to go back, and I have to tell myself, Lily, do you really want to go there again? What did that leave you? Did that leave you anything? No, it didn't. So you better get it together, girl. I haven't talked to myself, okay? You better get it together, girl. You better get it together, okay? and get your stuff right and refocus. Come on, girl. Because that everything that I have left, and let me tell you, I had to leave a lot. That's why I always say to people, not everyone's going on your journey. And if you have tower moments that the universe tears someone out of your life, let it go. Let it go. Because there's a reason behind it, that the universe tore that person out, that the universe gave you a tower moment, that the universe got to you purging freaking things from 1929, you know, or from even past lives. There's a reason, and it's to get you to that awakening state where you should be, you know, like I always say, where your soul should be, you know. And a lot of people have to go through all these things to also then realize that they have a gift. And for those of you who have realized that you have a gift and keep going back and forth with it, and you know, and have some doubt, a lot of times certain things will happen in your life for you to see that you do have a gift and you were meant to be here on this planet, you know, to help people in the universe, you know. And let me tell you, when I did this, Archangel, this is my new deck, people. I'm obsessed. Archangel Raphael. When I started doing this, I would do it for my family members. I used to be on point, okay? And I never paid no attention to it. I thought I just could read cards good. That's all. The more I started doing this, the more things I started to develop. And I've always been obsessed with angels, you know. I've always brought, like, I used to have a whole bunch of little souvenirs of angels because I was drawn to that. I used to try to do healing from a distance for people that I knew needed healing. I didn't know what it was. This is when I first started to listen to inspirational things and look at, you know, Neville Goddard and Louise Hay and do her affirmations and stuff like that, because she's the queen of affirmations, people. I was still with all of that. I used to dream about things, okay, and they used to happen the next day. Even with all of that, people, I was still in freaking denial, you know. And I still say sometimes, I know I said it on my live, I said, some people think I'm a psychic, I don't know about that. Because it's hard for you to be able to admit that to yourself, you know, when you've been told over and over certain things about yourself, or that this is all there is. It's hard. Let me tell you, it's hard, people. And for some people, you know, they may say, oh, it wasn't that hard for me. I just knew I wanted to make a change in my life, and I did, and that's great. But the majority, when you're going through these awakening state, it's hard to stay on track because we tend to fall back. And that's okay if you ever fall back, my friends. Just center yourself and get back where you was, okay? Because it'll happen, because we are programmed to believe these things that people have been telling us all our lives. We're, you know, we don't have enough education. We can never have that. We can never have this. You know, we are always going to be in poverty. Oh, do you really think you can do that? Come on, you know, because that's what people are programmed to think. And when you're going into the awakening state, you start looking and going, no, I deserve whatever I want, okay? And then, like I said in one of the other videos, then people start thinking you nuts because they don't understand. They don't understand it, you know? And for me, I always kept very hush-hush, okay, with certain things, with my beliefs and everything, because, you know, a lot of people don't understand what I what I do, and, you know, and they see me as a witch. Okay? I've been called a witch. And I'm just like, just because I read oracle cards, that doesn't mean that, you know. I'm pretty sure I'm a white witch or something like that. So, and that's fine because I come from it, you know. My whole thing is, even people who realize that that's what they are, you know, my whole thing is, you know, do something good for the universe. Do something good for the earth. Do something good for Mother Gaia, okay? And, yes, people, this is my mini video about my spiritual awakening experience, and my experience knowing that I have a gift. And I will say, I have to thank all those who, I believe that me changing the way I think on a lot of things, using the law of attraction, has also attracted all the people that had to come into my life to give me the confidence I needed to be able to do this and stop listening to, you know, everything on the outside. I went to a holistic life coaching training about, it's gonna be 2 years, I believe. And those ladies, and they know who they are if they're watching this video, helped me tremendously. They gave me the confidence to be able to do this. And they also, when I went to it, I felt like I was home. I felt like, wow, I'm not the only one that believes in these things. I'm not the only one that believes, you know, in the law of attraction and you know, in oracle cards and stuff like that. And they helped me. They helped me. One person came with a deck, and I was like, oh, I have decks. And then from there, I was going to do life coaching, and I ended up just doing little things with my cards, just seeing, and that's how I got to this to my Facebook page. I didn't even have a YouTube yet. It took me a long time to do YouTube. And then I started from there, and I started to embrace it. And the first couple of months was kind of hard for me because I was trying to find my way of, you know, of doing things, of how to do it. And I was still in a lot, you know, in doubt. And I learned that I had to let it go. I had to let it go, and then, you know, just ask my angels to be with me and let me, you know, let me be able to relate the message that they want to relate to people. You know, I always say in a loving and humorous way, because y'all know I'm very humorous. So it was, you know, the awakening state, and going through an awakening state that then you realize that you have a gift is not a very easy thing to do. And your mind will always, you know, kind of go back a little bit to that 3D world, telling you that you can't do this and you can't do the other. And you just gotta, like, thanks for sharing. That's something Louise Hay used to say every time she would fall back. She would say, you should say to that thought, thanks for sharing, and acknowledge the thought, and then just say, thanks for sharing, but you know what? No, I know that's not true. You know, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I know, you know, that I can accomplish that. I know that I can do that, you know. And I'm going to make another video about the things that I have experienced, because I have many odds against me, and I never listened to anyone. I always thought, no, I can do whatever I want to do. So yes, that'll be another video, people. So yes, people, I'm hoping this will help someone. I feel like I was a little bit all over the place. Don't even know if I'm going to put this out. I've done this video like 3 times, okay, because I keep going back and forth with my experience going through all these states. And if there's a video that you want me to talk about something, people, or you're curious about, comment below. Comment below one of the videos. I will make a different type of video if there's something that you guys would like me to talk about. Yes.